This podcast is brought to you by Three Rivers Energy Partners. In today's episode of Digest This, we're talking about diverting over 150 million pounds of food waste every year.
They're swapping out fossil fuels for locally produced biogas in their fleet of trash compactors.
The American Biogas Council just certified 26 new anaerobic digester operators. Welcome to Digest This, Unpacking Our Sustainable Future, where we dive deep into the latest developments in sustainability and renewable energy. Join us in exploring the pioneering solutions and technologies that are shaping our future. Now, let's dive into today's episode.
All right, Emily, let's start off with a big one coming out of Chicago, this new partnership between Denali and Green Era. I gotta say, this is one of those projects that's equal parts tech and community, right? Denali's, basically, they're the nation's largest recycler of food and organic material, and they've teamed up with Green Era, who were already sort of pioneers as the first to run a food waste-only anaerobic digester in the Midwest.
Exactly, Alex. I mean, we're talking about diverting over 150 million pounds of food waste every year. Just to put that in perspective, that's stuff that would have gone to landfill, now being turned into renewable energy and compost. Plus, it's actually generating jobs for people living right there in Chicago's Auburn-Gresham neighborhood.
And, I love how Green Era is not just about, waste processing or energy for its own sake. Their model is really holistic. They're combining anaerobic digestion, composting, even urban agriculture and workforce development, all in one place. It's like a circular economy being built in real time, and it connects the dots on sustainability, education, and local food access.
Right. Plus, Denali brings the logistics muscle to the table. They can actually source all that inedible packaged food waste using their national collection network, and that directly feeds Green Era's facility. I think that's such a smart way to scale up what would otherwise be a really local operation but still keep the impacts local. Kind of the best of both worlds in terms of reach and community focus.
Totally. Some projects claim to be community-based, but this one actually walks the walk. Local jobs, better soil, cutting down greenhouse gas emissions, and even plans for things like urban farms and marketplaces. When you add it all up, it sets a new standard for how cities can use what would be waste as a real resource that gives back, not just to the planet, but to actual people on the ground.
You can really start to see the bigger shift with these kinds of partnerships. They're proving sustainability can support economic growth. It's not an either-or. If anything, Chicago's showing other cities how to build out their own versions of this model and weave environmental impact into the fabric of daily life.
Yeah, and I feel like that's a nice segue into what's happening on the ag side of things. Should we dig into that next? Sticking with cities, let's slide over to Philadelphia, where they're on the vanguard with their municipal biogas agreements. Basically, they're swapping out fossil fuels for locally produced biogas in their fleet of trash compactors. And, not in some theoretical way, it's an actual citywide agreement. That's a big move for decarbonizing at the municipal level, right?
For sure. It's a big deal when a city goes all in like that. When you get municipal vehicles running on biogas, you're hitting those sustainability targets on a large scale. For Philadelphia, this isn't just about emissions reductions. It's also about setting a public example and propelling renewable energy adoption across the city.
Absolutely. And this reminds me, back when I was consulting, we ran this workshop with Philly's energy managers. There was so much pragmatism, how do we fund this? How do we keep it reliable? But what really stuck with me was their willingness to partner with private energy producers. It's that classic public-private handshake. Without it, none of this scales. I guess my question is, what's it take for other cities to follow suit? These biofuel deals aren't one-size-fits-all, right?
No, definitely not. You need willing private sector partners, serious commitment to long-term procurement, and a city that can nimbly coordinate across departments. Some places have the policy framework but lack the tech know-how, while others have lots of innovative ideas but run into siloed bureaucracy. But Philadelphia shows it's possible when you really go all in with partnerships and see biofuel as a city service, not just a nice-to-have program. I think As these kinds of deals prove out, you'll have more cities looking for their own versions soon.
Right, and maybe that's what moves decarbonization from buzzword to business as usual, when cities realize the infrastructure is doable and the returns, both economic and environmental, are real. Philly's kind of setting the pace here for how modern municipalities can operate sustainably in the real world, not just on paper.
Yeah, let's talk about that. The American Biogas Council just certified 26 new anaerobic digester operators. That's almost double the number of certified folks running these digesters across the country, which is a pretty big deal given how many new facilities are breaking ground lately.
And these folks don't just get a piece of paper and a handshake. They've got to do a 40-hour training school, rack up over 2,000 hours of relevant experience, and earn OSHA safety certification. It's not easy, but that's kind of the point. You want the people watching over these systems to really know their stuff, since they're dealing with everything from food waste to wastewater solids and manure.
Definitely, especially when you think about safety. Biogas facilities are handling a mix of chemical, mechanical, and, well, agricultural hazards. You can have all the tech in the world, but without skilled operators, you're risking both efficiency and safety. So this certification isn't just a badge, it's essential for scaling up the industry responsibly.
Plus, the American Biogas Council's training is the only one of its kind in North America, totally unique. It's actually built and taught by this mix of professors and industry folks, so it kind of bridges that gap between what you learn in a textbook and what happens out in the field.
It feels like this is the next step for the industry to keep growing safely. As more communities and farms launch these systems, having a qualified, professional workforce will make the whole sector more resilient and, honestly, more appealing for new entrants, too.
Couldn't agree more. All right, I think we've made our case. A lot happening from city compost piles to farm fields to workforce training rooms, but it's all pointing in the same direction: a greener, more sustainable future.
Yeah, here's hoping more people get inspired. Whether they're operators, city leaders, or just folks looking to make a difference where they live. We'll keep following these trends and projects. There's so much more coming down the pipeline. Alex, always good chatting with you.
Same here, Emily. All right, everybody, thanks for tuning in to Digest This, Unpacking Our Sustainable Future. We'll catch you next time. Thank you for listening to Digest This, Unpacking Our Sustainable Future, a Three Rivers Energy Partners podcast. Three Rivers Energy Partners is a renewable energy company that empowers organizations with the ability to create a sustainable future by converting organic waste streams into renewable energy and resources. To get the latest episode of Digest This, or to find out more about Three Rivers Energy Partners, visit threeriversenergy.com or find us on LinkedIn, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and YouTube. The sustainable future is being created right now. Keep exploring and keep up to speed with the latest in renewable energy and sustainability. See you next time.